Hey there guys, and welcome to Let's Play Fire Emblem 7 Headgear Only. I had originally started this episode recording live narration alongside as I was playing the game, but everything was lagging as all hell, so eventually, I broke down, said screw it, and here I am recording after-the-fact narration from scratch. Anyway, as you might recall in the last episode, we fought a sacrilegious sellsword and kicked his ass and took away the new sword he wanted. And today, we are today we are experiencing a war zone and not being happy about it. There's a part of me that wants to go on a brief anti-war soapbox, but that can afford to wait until I LP a Gundam game, or probably better yet, the 12th Never. And now we come to the scumbags of the day. These bandits will be our enemies to burn, crush, maim, kill, and otherwise stomp into the dirt for this episode. Now then, as you can see, the common scumbag bandit holds human life in much lower regard than the market value of a goddamn winged horse, which, regardless of your opinions on animals, personally, I'm not very fond of horses after I was traumatized by a certain scene in that Brothers Grimm film. I confess I've never really quite managed to get over that. But that's not relevant because what we have here, or what we had here while I was talking over it about random inane shit, is basically Fire Emblem's go-to pinnacle of girls' love, Lindis and Florina. You may have heard something other than my voice while I was talking a bit ago, and that was a million rampant Yuri shippers. I kid, but only partly. Now, let's see here. Yes, Lynn, we do need to wreck some face here. Florina, as a Pegasus Knight, is one type of mage killer unit. She's basically, Peg Knights are the enemy of magic users, which I just recalled we haven't seen yet here. So if you're not familiar with the franchise, that's something you can look forward to later. Hey, Florina. Now, with that said, gonna run up here. Typically, most of the time, if there's a village, you're gonna want to visit it because they'll have some goodies for you. Like this fine young village lass has some money for us. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and plop Florina down here so she can fight with that mercenary on enemy phase. Because even though she's she just now appeared, so she's kind of lacking in the stats department. In hindsight, I should have pulled that up to showcase for you. There's the weapon triangle, which was alluded to in Chapter 1, but if you do hard mode and skip the forced tutorial, then you don't have to listen to it. Kent already gave all his crap to Sane earlier. Yeah, see that? The up and down, if you have weapon triangle advantage, you have 20% higher odds of landing a hit, 20% better odds of evading the enemy's hit, and the amount of damage works out in your favor as well, because you will have you will receive one less damage, and you will inflict 1 point more of additional damage if you have weapon triangle advantage. See, yeah, go ahead and have Florina kill that guy. The reason in the video that kind of I was on that for a couple of seconds is because I had a brain fart and I'd forgotten. I was having trouble remembering which team was associated with the red and blue colors. Yeah, it's embarrassing, but hey, that's just the way shit goes sometimes. Now, Will, the archer guy, as you will note, I made an effort earlier to not go in the house that he just came out of. And the reason for that is because, basically, science! That is, in all previous playthroughs, I'd always gone in that house, so I didn't know what would happen if I chose not to go through the house. And wow, Lynn is just a crit machine. Now Florina at this stage is still way too fragile to ever do anything against axe users for the foreseeable future. Lynn is, yeah. Normally, you don't... even with weapons that have high critical rates, I normally don't see 2 criticals back-to-back in the first battle that those weapons get used. So that was kind of a treat, I'll admit. Man, I really am kind of running out of stuff to say right now. But yeah, that is that. Go ahead and use the money I got a bit ago for a couple of new extra weapons, since the ones I have will break if I use them enough and their usability runs out. Sane, rockin' strength as always, but kind of like to get a little more skill on him. Lynn, pretty sure that jerk has a steel axe, so better go ahead and get Lynn to full HP just to... Yep, steel axe. Just in case. I don't really want Sane to get the kill, though, so I'm gonna have Miguel take the initiative, because if I had attacked with Sane, Miguel would have countered on enemy phase and suicided. Where doing it the way that I did leaves him with a few HP on my next turn, so that I can have Lynn get the kill. Also, yeah, there's really just no helping these assholes. I know of 2 bandit characters in the franchise that are not total scumbags, and both of them are Fire Emblem 6 characters. at least one of whom you can completely and totally miss, if I remember correctly. But yeah, Florina, sweet kid, adorable. She starts out kind of weak, but if the RNG is in your favor and she starts getting going, then let me tell you, Florina really gets going. Granted, with those qualifiers I threw in, that could be said of pretty much pretty much every character in the game. Once they start getting levels, if the RNG likes them. But in my personal experience, Florina is probably one of the better units of Lynn's storyline. Typically, out of your two Cavaliers, Kent and Sane, if one of them is doing really well, then the other one typically won't be doing so well. Lynn is pretty much a mixed bag depending on how she starts out. And Will can be alright, but I prefer later Archer characters to using him. But we're out of time for today, so I'll see you all next time.